I'm Dr. Rama Joshi. I'm a gynae onco surgeon, a robotic surgeon, and director, Department of Gynae Oncology at Fortis Memorial Research Institute, Gurgaon. Gynae cancer, especially in the early stages, wherever we offer the surgical treatment as the option, especially for endometrial cancer, cervical cancer, and very early ovarian cancers. These are the cancers where we can offer the robotic surgery in gynecological cancers. Endometriosis is a kind of a condition where you will find that there can be the early endometriosis or there can be very advanced endometriosis. Advanced endometriosis is a kind of a condition where there is extra ovarian, extra uterine, you can say the various implants all over the peritoneal cavity. This can even involve the rectosigmoid part of the bowel or even the pouch of the Douglas, and also you can say the bladder surface peritoneum. So, this is a very complex condition for the surgery, and in this kind of a situation you can really offer the best whenever you are operating with the help of the robot, because it gives you comparatively a better vision, and also the 3D actually you can say the vision, and you can dissect very precisely. You can identify the ureters with the help of the retroperitoneal approach. You can resect the ureters away from the endometriotic masses, and similarly you can excise all the affected areas of the endometriosis in order to achieve the R0 status, which is in fact required whenever we are dealing with the advanced endometriosis. There is another situation where the endometriosis, instead of endometriosis in general, it can be endometrioma, and it becomes very difficult for us to really differentiate it from that of the ovarian cancer, because most of the time the CA125 is high and you will see that there is a complex mass. So we have to take all the oncological principles. Based on all the oncological principles, we have to take precautions, and the dissection of the endometrioma with the help of the robotic technology is comparatively much better. The precision is much better, and we, by you can say, taking the help of the oncological principles of not spilling, that is, I mean to say, quite possible with the use of the robotic surgery, where the rupture of the endometrioma can be reduced to a large extent, and this mass can be resected in toto. One can put it into the bag, then aspirate it so that at least we are not spilling. So far as the principle says that yes, the ovarian masses, if they are complex, better to resect them in toto rather than spilling them. When I compare robotic with that of the minimal access, let's take it minimal access first. Minimal access surgery means we are doing, of course, the same surgery, but by using the either laparoscope or by that of the robot. So in a way, I would say that there is a comparison of the laparoscopic from that of the robotic surgery. Open surgery, we all know that once we have to access to that of the target organ by the incision. We have to, I am talking about the gynecological cancers, that means majority of these patients require the incision from the suprapubic region to above, you can say, approaching to the epigastrium. And these are the very long incisions. And whenever we are dealing with the cases like endometrial cancers, you all know that the endometrial cancers usually occur in the women who are obese, who are diabetic, who are hypertensive, so they have got a lot of comorbidities. And giving such a big incision in the obese patients really poses a lot of problems to the patient as well as to us. There are more chances of the infection, there are more problems related with that of the incision that can be avoided once we are using minimal access route of the surgery. And GOG trial has already proved that so far as the survival results are concerned, very similar to that of the open surgery when it is being done by the laparoscopic surgery. And now we also have our results of the trials which have compared the laparoscopic surgery, open and the robotic surgery. And the robotic surgery of course is superior in this concern, and also the yield of the node, number of the nodes is comparatively better with that of the robotic surgery. The precision and also the overall results, I would say, is better in the robotic arm rather than that of the laparoscopy arm. But here I would like to mention one thing, that if the patient is morbidly obese, then the laparoscopic surgery is not feasible, it is not possible because of the limited length of the instruments. Here we can really offer the best to these women who are morbidly obese. As I said that I had operated a patient of 156 kg, she was denied for the surgery in majority of the centers, and she was told that our instrument arms are not that long to perform the surgery on you. So basically she underwent this robotic surgery. I did this surgery, I think, as I mentioned recently, and this patient did very well. She was a case of the endometrial cancer and she was discharged the very next day of the surgery. So these long arms and also the precision of the surgery, what I feel in robotic is much superior, because you can move the camera to the area you wish to, and it is giving you much more precision in the dissection by the dexterity of its arms, which is not there in the laparoscopy. It gives you the 6th degree of freedom, where the part of the area where you want to dissect, you can really dissect it much more precisely, otherwise which is not possible in the laparoscopic surgery. And the results have also shown of the various trials that the overall, you can say, the blood loss is also less, the precision is all more, and the pain is less in the robotic surgery, because it is the trocar which doesn't move. And in the laparoscopic surgery, we'll see that the trocar, which is moving on wherever it is, in touch with the interface of the patient. So these are the differences which I think I have come across. In gynae oncosurgery, especially the early stages of the endometrial cancer or the cervical cancer and the ovarian cancer, we can do the robotic surgery without any problem. Sometimes we do come across number of patients who have been operated otherwise, like those who have undergone the hysterectomy earlier, or those who have gone for the removal of the tubes and the ovary, I mean to say salpingo-oophorectomy or oophorectomy, and the histology shows that it is malignancy and we have to go for the surgical staging. Here the robotic surgery plays a very important role, where we can go for the minimal access, and we can offer them exactly the surgical similar surgical staging, so that we can decide the proper adjuvant treatment for these patients, whether they require any adjuvant treatment or they do not require any adjuvant treatment. The other advantage would be, in my experience, is that we can offer the adjuvant treatment much earlier, because the recovery of the patient is comparatively much earlier than that of the open surgery. This is another advantage of robotic surgery. You can give them the adjuvant radiation whenever is indicated, or you can start chemotherapy much earlier. Okay, I think what I see right now, whatever the robotic surgery which we are doing, of course, we are likely to see the different, actually the instruments available to us. As the number of the instruments and the type of the instruments available to us are, of course, they are going to be refined much more. And also what I see is that maybe the artificial intelligence will increase, and that will also add to us that whenever we are dissecting in the difficult areas, whenever there is any vessel, we might get the signal that yes, there is a vessel here, which otherwise we don't see in the dense adhesions or in the dense tissues. The other thing is, it is a possible, I do not know whether the surgeons will be required, but down the line 5 years, I don't think it's going to happen so. We are likely to see the kind of the surgery which is being performed by only one, you can say, the port. This is likely because instead of using 4 ports, we can use only one port, and we can do the surgery exactly the same way as we are doing with the help of the 4 ports. This is likely to happen in coming 5 years.